Most of you will remember watching on television hundreds, sometimes thousands of people gathered around abortion mills, peacefully sitting in, demanding that the abortion mill be closed, doing everything they could to save the babies who were scheduled to die that day, and providing the necessary political impetus so that child killing stayed a front burner issue. In 1987, child killing did not even appear on the top 10 voter issues. By the election of 1988, 1 year later, an ABC exit poll, it showed child killing as the #1 voter issue. What happened between 87 and 88? Thousands and thousands of people being arrested for peaceful civil disobedience by sitting in front of abortion mills. And the images of us holding signs and people being carried off to jail, it pricked the conscience. I beg your pardon. The pro-life movement slowly, sadly, turned into the pro-life establishment. Large offices, salaries, retirement programs, a massive fundraising machine that began to emerge around the cause of aborted babies. Meetings with famous people, photo ops with congressmen, with US senators, members of the House. Congress is the House and the Senate, for those who want to correct me. Attempted and sometimes successful meetings with the president or with various White House staff, fundraising banquets. None of these things are in and of themselves bad. In fact, they would certainly be a part of what would be needed to bring an end. But the problem is, when we want to become a part of the establishment, there are establishment rules. And part of the establishment rules are that you don't say things that are offensive. You don't show images that are distasteful or offensive. You don't do actions that are in your face and that disrupt the party. You don't have too many sacrificial actions because that pricks the conscience of people and it calls upon them to do sacrificial actions, and they don't want that. So the establishment movement for the family, for life, for the religious right found suits and ties to be way more appealing than jeans and t-shirts in the street. Found that they would have an easier chance of meeting with a congressman if they did not rock the boat. And so the establishment slowly changed into the industry, the pro-life industry, because to maintain establishmentarian power, you have to have finances. You have to have money. There is no movement that doesn't have some resources. I mean, obviously the chief resource of any movement is the divine element, the human element. We have people who will sacrifice, people who will act. We speak the truth. We have God's grace. All of these things working together in some mysterious way so that you have the Davids who will pick up the stones and throw them at the Goliaths and prevail against all odds. All right? You have to have at least basic resources, but you still have to have 5 smooth stones. You still have to have a slingshot. You still have to have somebody who knows how to use it. And so we see this pro-life movement, the pro-family movement, slowly transform from a movement into the establishment and then into an industry where fundraising becomes central. And part of the fundraising establishment of the religious right, and I trust that most of you, if not all of you, will bear me witness, was that this idea arose that if you and I, the donor, the person who gives money, would simply send in our check, the battle would be won. Think of how many fundraising letters you've gotten from groups based in Washington, D.C., from groups based in state capitals, from groups based hither and yon, that if you'll just send us your money, we will be your voice. We will be a champion for you. Your chance to help us is almost over.
Well, friend, I hope that you have enjoyed what you've seen thus far. My wife said to me, Randall, you should probably tell the viewer ahead of time that it's not good news. This is hard to hear. This is hard to hear. And so I apologize for not forewarning you. I will warn you ahead of time on tomorrow's program. In closing, I want to encourage you. Go to our website. We have quite a bit of material there, training material, that is free. All right? This is not a job. This is not a business. This is us trying to not only be a voice of resistance, but to raise up new warriors who are the resistance. Those who forsake God's law praise the wicked, but those who uphold God's law resist them.